21st, 1998. Not just a cold night, but apparently the darkest day of the year. I say this because it was the first topic of discussion during dinner with my mother and sister. My father was a very stringent person. Things needed to be punctual in every aspect. My mother, on the other hand, was the opposite. Not in a lack of responsibility, but more like a enjoy life, love, and live every day as a gift, be grateful kind of way. These two people, my parents, got divorced the year before. A stressful, heartbreaking, and confused time for my mother. The present days that followed included only my sister and my mother. Now, I'm sure you're aware, but after a divorce or breakup, there's pain, darkness, hurt, and anxiety. This energy filled the walls of our house. I know this because every time I walked in my house from school, playing, etc., I just felt this hole inside of me of pain that I never felt before. But then again, there was also a feeling of solace, which I guess you can say balanced each other out, good and bad emotions. The clock hits around 8 p.m. My sister is in her room with her friend Christina. My mom is just cleaning up dinner and getting ready to head to bed. I'm sitting on the couch and just immediately I get a rush of exhaustion. I then decide to head upstairs to fall asleep. Not only did I decide this, but I felt like my bed was calling me. Because when I entered my bed, a warm sensation came over me, as if I needed to be there at that moment. Now, when you fall asleep at age 10 and don't have any real-life crisis, stress, or responsibilities, you kind of just let go differently, as opposed to when you're an adult. I feel the need to say this without explaining anything. The next conscious action that my awake mind remembers is the wolf creature. Now I'm sure you have experienced sleep paralysis. Black shadows controlling you, sweating, can't move. I will try to explain this experience as best as I can. As soon as I become conscious, this thing was already in control of me. Not only did I have a visual of how this creature was latched onto me, but I was 100% accurate of its location from the beginning. Its location was the dirt circle in the woods. Now, I'm sure I'll talk about what's in these woods that include old silos, brick agriculture lots, barbed wire fences that protect nothing in the near future. But what was weird is 3 days before this incident, I was playing in this dirt circle, as my goal was to make a fort in it. Now back to me sleeping in my bed this night. From the first 10 seconds of this awareness, I will tell you that I have never felt so much fear in my entire life. Still to this day, this creature, in my mind, moved at a pace as if it was getting magnetized to my soul. What paralyzed me the most was its legs. Not only that, but it was the way they moved. It was like a spider. As I'm having this experience, I noticed I am physically paralyzed. I also realized that I'm aware that I'm awake. I say this because my mother always loved to watch Saturday Night Live. I remember hearing the characters on SNL doing their skit from the echo of my stairs to the family room. Slowly, inch by inch, this creature is getting closer and closer. It's connected to me. I'm going to describe this thing as best as I can. The power that this thing had convinced me that it was in charge, spiritually, of a huge amount of energy. My sense of fear to it gave me the feeling that it was the most powerful presence. The feeling of mercy flown through my blood, like whatever I tried to do to fight back was worthless. After that, I remember dreaming of looking and walking through my house in a third-person view. Now, I can't describe this, but everything. My house, the floors, the walls, it was like stuck back in time where I felt the most dark, evil, and depressing feeling that I ever felt. I remember feeling that my mother, my sister, my entire family abandoned me. It wasn't that they just abandoned me, but I felt the feeling that they were dead. In fact, I felt the feeling that everyone was dead. Gone. My neighbors, my friends, everything was dead. The next thing that I remember in my unconscious mind was the creature. Although this time, I realized the creature made its way to the back door of my house. My next conscious visual is hearing the sound of my house alarm going off, and my mother and sister yelling at me saying, "James, stop. You're going to hurt yourself. What are you doing?" Apparently, I was on my living room floor. I don't want to talk about what they said I was physically doing, but I do remember them saying that I was sleepwalking while panicking to lock all the doors. The whole started sweating. To this day, I can still remember this creature. The way it walked was disgusting. It was like as its legs walked closer and closer to my house. I could feel the fear get stronger and stronger. If you've gotten this far, I appreciate it. I'm James.